Well, greetings students and welcome to History 1181. This is me in January of 1977. It was the first day of the second semester of my sophomore year in high school. I was featured in the school newspaper because I had just returned from an exotic trip to Hawaii. I remember the day vividly not only because of the picture, but because it was also my first day in my new history class, World History. My high school was no different than most in the 1970s. World history really meant Western civilization. We started out with the Mesopotamians and moved to the Egyptians, but then those outsiders were promptly dispensed with and never heard from again. Then we focused on the Greeks, the Romans, feudalism, the Enlightenment, the Industrial Revolution, imperialism from a European perspective obviously, and then finally the World Wars. Much of the class seemed like a preamble to American history, which we studied our junior year. I became a teacher in the mid-1980s. I entered the field in an interesting time because history education in the U.S. was in the early stages of a tectonic shift. The social upheavals of the 1960s had a powerful impact on American education. Both for ethical and practical reasons, the Eurocentric nature of history instruction was attacked. The product of this successful assault was a new emphasis on world history that was truly world history and not just Western Civ, or world history light. By the 1980s, this objective of including world history in American curriculum began to manifest itself in American schools. I was teaching at the time. Believe me, we've come a long way. As the non-Western world surges in importance, it's essential that Western students like yourself be exposed to a global historical perspective. An obvious question a student often asks when entering my world history class is, hey, what's the first topic? In other words, where do we start? The word history implies some type of written record. So does that mean that world history starts in Mesopotamia with cuneiform? That's been the case in many world history classes. However, followers of the big history movement would look at the development of the River Valley civilization in Mesopotamia as a recent event. Hugely significant events occurred prior to being recorded by man. Additionally, early civilizations in sub-Saharan Africa and Mesoamerica did not rely on writing like those in other parts of the globe. Hence the question, where do we start, is a good one, and a difficult one to answer. But I have an answer. For this course, there will be a starting point. The Neolithic Revolution, which slowly began to materialize after 10,000 BCE. However, this course will not then flow from that first topic in a linear fashion. This might be a hard adjustment for you. In one unit, we'll be studying an event that occurred roughly in 500 BCE, and then the next unit will race forward to 1000 CE, only then to retreat to 500 BCE for the following unit. The abandonment of the linear approach to history challenges many Western students who are accustomed to tidy timelines. The scope of world history, however, is enormous, not only in terms of time but also in regard to place. Celebrated Columbia historian Richard Bullitt advocates world history be studied thematically. He promotes two themes. Theme one is technology and environment. This theme refers to humans interacting with their surroundings, how those surroundings influence behavior, and how humans utilize trial and error to evolve tools and expertise. The second theme is diversity and dominance. This theme refers to the idea that all societies have a social hierarchy structure. That structure, however, may be manifested through various institutions in diverse ways. Rest assured, if you develop space-time vertigo during this semester, there is an antidote. Please remember these thematic perspectives to put yourself at ease. Welcome to class.